Good morning. The purpose of this hearing is to examine the strategy documents produced by the Department of Homeland Security pertaining to emerging threats and the implementation of those strategies. I now recognize myself for an opening statement. In December 2009, Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano gave a speech to her department. She said, "I see one DHS as a strong, efficient, and focused department, one where all the talents and skills that we possess as individuals and as components come together in new and exciting ways to serve our missions." The Department of Homeland Security is the third largest department in the federal government, with more than 200,000 employees and an annual budget of more than $40 billion. Its transformation, according to the GAO, is critical to achieving its Homeland Security mission. However, the agency has been criticized for excessive bureaucracy, waste, ineffectiveness, and lack of transparency that have hindered its operations and wasted taxpayer dollars. For example, the DHS Inspector General, in a November 2011 report, concluded the department has major challenges mainly in the area of management, including acquisition, information technology, grants, and finances. These challenges hinder the department's efforts to become a cohesive, effective, and efficient organization. The GAO concludes many DHS management functions are at high risk, including acquisitions, information technology, finances, human capital, and integration, all resulting in performance problems and mission delays. Unless we fix these types of problems, we will continue to see failures in DHS programs, such as the Secure Border Initiative Virtual Fence, where in the end taxpayers received little, if any, return on a $1 billion investment. And Secretary Napolitano will certainly not attain her goal of one DHS until financial and management systems are integrated. Our subcommittee begins a series of hearings examining the challenges DHS faces. We will begin focusing the hearings on three basic questions. One, what challenges does DHS face? Two, why is it taking so long to become one DHS? And three, do DHS shortcomings hinder it from carrying out its core mission of securing the homeland? Today we begin with the basics by examining the DHS strategy and its implementation to counter emerging threats. And what is the DHS strategy? The Congressional Research Service concludes there are several Homeland Security strategic documents with differing goals, priorities, and definitions. These examples incorporate both White House and DHS strategy documents, including the National Strategy for Homeland Security, the National Security Strategy, the National Strategy for Counterterrorism, the Strategic Plan, One Team, One Mission, Securing Our Homeland, the Quadrennial Homeland Security Review, and the Bottom-Up Review. In the 9/11 Recommendations Act of 2007, Congress mandated DHS develop a Quadrennial Homeland Security Review to upgrade strategies related to Homeland Security and align the strategy with the Department's programs and activities. The Department developed a QHSR and supplemented it with bottom-up review. The GAO analyzed both of these documents and determined DHS only fully addressed 3 of the 9/11 Commission Act reporting requirements. DHS only partially addressed the other 6 through the QHSR and other reports. But most notably, DHS did not identify how these reports are consistent with other national and DHS strategies. All of these different strategies are confusing to both Congress and, more importantly, the components which have to implement these strategies. And just as important as identifying what the strategy is understanding how DHS will implement it. How does DHS translate words into reality? The Wharton Business School has a model of best practices for successful strategy implementation. Specifically, is there an action plan? Is the headquarters organizational structure the correct size? Is there monitoring and control from headquarters for implementing the strategy? And are core missions and initiatives linked together to prevent duplication? The bottom line is that DHS needs a single strategic document which subordinate agencies can follow and make sure the strategy is effectively and efficiently implemented. This single document should conform to the national security strategy of the United States, and if the agencies do not have a clearly established list of priorities, it will be difficult to complete assigned missions. We understand DHS has a wide diversity of missions, including controlling our borders, securing transportation, protecting the President, conducting sea search and rescue, and researching radiation technology, to name just a few. Because of this diversity, it is important to have a single comprehensive strategy. Additionally, we must ensure each agency, whether it's Customs and Border Protection, Secret Service, TSA, or Coast Guard, is effectively implementing the strategy by making sure headquarters has the proper monitoring and controls in place. We ask these questions today to assist the department and determine what Congress can do to move the department toward the goal, as the Secretary said, of becoming one DHS.